Hello. Welcome to the pond. We're so glad you're here. As you have seen in the past, we are bringing in some of our most experienced, favorite fishermen that we have here at Grace Life. So I just wanted to ask you a little bit of some questions about your fishing experience, what all you've done in your career here. My first question is, where is your pond? Can you tell the people where your pond is?
Well, my pond is in the school system.
Woo! Let's go.
School of fish, no pun intended, but my pond is the school system.
Yeah.
And it's a big pond, and it can be mucky sometimes,
Yep.
but it's a good pond.
Yeah, I love that. So you are quite literally in the trenches, like getting in there, casting the net. There are probably a lot of things you run into in today's culture, being in the school system, being with the ages you are. So we know you love your faith. What is like some strategies you have to really bring up the conversation, to fish for, like, what is your bait? What are you casting out to like be a witness?
That's a great question. I think that the bait is my life. It seems that whatever I'm going through, that's the bait. That's the aroma that God uses to draw the kids in, because it's like the conversations that will come, when class is dismissed or, school is over and they come through the doors. But I think that my life is the bait, because he uses my experiences and things that I've gone through to draw those in, so that I can be able to begin to use that to pour into them and begin to help them understand and navigate through the waters that they're in.
Yeah, and they need that. I love what you said about the aroma, how it's like that scent that attracts people to you is the way that you live your life.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, I'm sure you have plenty of stories, plenty of crazy, scary, whatever we want to call it, stories. What is like one of your favorite fishing stories that you've experienced thus far?
Wow, that's a good question. Another good one. Good Lord, girl. One of my favorites fishing stories. I think that one of my favorite fishing stories was that many years ago, I used to be a hammer. I was saved, but I was a saved hammer. And what that meant is that I just was very no tolerant. I just had no tolerance for foolishness. And I'm still like that, but there's a grace there that I give to the kids. And I had a new student, a new girl, and she came in and she had her head down, and she just wasn't following protocol, and the kids knew. They knew how I was. They was watching me to see, all right, what is Miss, at the time I was Cunningham, I wasn't married yet. They were like, what is she going to do? And so the girls start getting smart with me.
Uh-oh.
And I said, listen here, chick.
Reel it in.
And, and afterwards, the Holy Spirit instantly convicted me. And I apologized to her the next day in front of the whole class. I said, your name is not Chick. Your name is so-and-so.
Oh, wow.
But I think that through that interaction, she saw that if you're going to live successfully and if you're going to get any type of bait, you have to live in forgiveness. You have to live in humility. And I was able to humble myself in front of the class and tell them, listen, I'm sorry, Miss Cunningham messed up. I'm not always perfect, but I model my faith through just, if you get something wrong, you make it right, know? And so through that, then when they see opportunities, if they, they always find out that I'm saved somehow, some way, but then they understand it because I'm modeling that, I may mess up, but I'm going to come back and get it right. And so me apologizing to her and even just loving on her, that was one of the things that stood out to me.
I love that. What is some top advice that you would give somebody who is working in a field where they're kind of in the trenches, where they have a hard time no matter who it is, their coworkers, their clients, their students, whatever it is? What is advice that you would give them to be the bait, to live your life in a way that attracts people to who Jesus is?
I think that you have to spend time with God in the morning. You cannot start your day without it because he's the biggest aroma. And he says in this word that if I be lifted up, I will draw all men to me. And so when you lift up God, by honoring him, by giving his first times, a first fruit of your day, tithing your day, he will draw those because they will be drawn to the Holy Spirit in you. You know what I mean? So I never try to start my day without, giving him time, because I know that people are drawn to the Holy Spirit. It's not Ebony, it's the Holy Spirit that's in Ebony that
so
they're
good.
drawn to. So
That's so good. Wow. Thank you so much for telling us some of your wisdom and your experience in fishing.
awesome. Thank you for having me. Yes.